It's the Weather Xtreme video. This is the afternoon edition for Tuesday, the 13th of September. I'm James Spann. As you can tell, I'm on the road today in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where it's only in the 60s, but still pretty muggy in Alabama. A lot to talk about. Maybe a new tropical system forming on the Atlantic coast of Florida. What does that mean for Alabama? Let's go in there and check things out. We'll start with the upper air look. And again, we've got the ridge in place. That's been there for a long time. That's almost always there in summer. A little weak upper low underneath that around New Orleans. That's the visible satellite view, and you can see a number of thunderstorms have bubbled up during the heat of the day. Underneath the clouds, that's what's happening. That's the radar at 314. Scattered showers and storms. Some spots getting some good rain, some spots getting nothing. Those showers and storms are drifting to the west, and they die down once the sun goes down later tonight. Temperature is mostly in the 80s, although Huntsville and Decatur, they've gone up to 93. Birmingham 89, Tuscaloosa down to 83 thanks to a nearby shower. Around the nation, yes, indeed, it feels pretty good where I am. Here in Minnesota, we've got temperatures only in the low and mid 60s. In parts of Montana and Wyoming, they are barely out of the 40s today. We have frost and freeze advisories in effect just north of where I am. Over parts of Minnesota and North Dakota, they'll see temperatures dropping well down in the 30s early tomorrow morning. We note a marginal severe weather risk for places like Jacksonville and Daytona Beach with this tropical system we'll talk about. Another marginal risk over Utah out west. Tomorrow, a marginal risk up in the northeastern states, and on day 3, which is Thursday, a marginal risk for parts of the heartland. Now, this is the rain for the next 5 days, valid through Sunday morning, and you can see that big bullseye around Jacksonville. That's with this tropical feature, but for Alabama, for the moment, we're not going to expect any major impact from that. 1/2 inch for North Alabama, 1 inch down to the south. Heavier totals, Southeast Alabama, closer to the tropical system. And really, at this phase of the game, we still have more questions than answers. But here's the big picture. We've got the tropical disturbance that is over the Atlantic coast of Florida. We have Tropical Storm Ian in the central Atlantic and a new wave coming off the coast of Africa. Let's start with that easternmost wave. If development occurs here, it's going to be slow. It will gradually move towards the west-northwest. That's a long way out there. Remains to be seen if this develops. Ian is a tropical storm, not a strong one. It's being sheared. Top winds are 45 miles an hour. This is no threat to land. And, of course, the one everybody wants to focus on is Invest 93L, which is centered pretty close to Daytona Beach. And that's your classic spaghetti plot. I mean, that looks like a pinwheel, doesn't it? Here's another look, a high-resolution look, plotted off Google Earth. But the impact, one way or the other, is going to be the same. We'll probably know by the time you watch this if the Hurricane Center will initiate advisories. If they do, if they don't, the main issue is going to be a lot of rain for parts of North Florida and South Georgia. Could it impact Alabama? Possibly, maybe the southeastern part. I'd say the odds of this affecting places like Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Anniston, Gadsden are pretty small at this point. But clearly it's going to be something to watch. We do not expect this to become a tropical storm, probably. You can see that most of the models keep it under tropical storm strength. So, again, the guys at NHC might designate this a depression this afternoon, but the impact will be the same, one way or the other. A lot of rain, North Florida, South Georgia for the next few days. All right, model fans, here we go. The GFS, this is the 12Z run, valid tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Nice cold trough in the western states. I say cold, it's cool. Cold, relatively speaking, compared to summer. And again, ridging for Alabama, and the weather's not going to change a lot. The high will be around 90, partly sunny. A few storms about. The latest guidance coming in a little drier for tomorrow and Thursday. In fact, this is Thursday, and you can see the high will be around 90. Storms are possible, but I'd say they'd be widely scattered. So Wednesday, tomorrow, and Thursday, certainly nothing widespread. And even on Friday, the GFS not looking very robust. We have seen earlier runs that suggested the coverage of the showers and storms could be greater. And we'll still maintain a chance of scattered afternoon and evening storms on Friday, but probably nothing too widespread. And then Saturday, we do believe the coverage of the showers and storms will increase with the ridge weakening and the approach of a front. Doesn't mean it's going to rain all day. Doesn't mean it's going to rain everywhere. But there certainly could be some thunder involved, and that might be an issue for some of the college football games. Auburn is at home. Saturday evening, Alabama plays in Oxford, Mississippi. Pretty much the same situation for both of those venues. And I would say the high will be in the 80s. And the same thing Sunday, that front approaching from the north. It's getting close. And then Monday, again, evidence that drier air drops in here, maybe with lower dew points and no showers for the northern half of the state. And this is a week from today, Tuesday the 20th, upper high. Surface front fizzles out, and again, classic late summer look. This is the end of the forecast period. This is Friday, September 23rd. Pretty good looking trough north of the state, and again, a surface front approaching, and maybe that'll bring us at least a little rain. Looks pretty chilly out in the western states. And I wanted to show you one graphic. This is the QPF off the GFS out to the next 10 days for the southeastern states. And again, you can see the really big numbers are clustered just off the South Atlantic coast. This tropical impulse, I'd say the greatest chance of really big rains from this would be for places like Savannah, Jacksonville, Daytona Beach. Probably not affecting us that much, but still something to watch. And temperatures for the next 15 days. Highs coming back down in the 80s and lows back down in the 60s later this month. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. We'll have notes to the blog. Next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you can't catch Megan Thomas this evening on ABC 3340 News, the live stream of the television side at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.